Okay, we're starting now.
Okay, so
Wait. How did you start Bumbles? Let's start from the
in
beginning.
1967, I passed the bar and I became a lawyer. And when I did, I inherited a client from the guy that I was working for, and his name was Brian Morris. Brian's dead. Brian was the bartender at a club in London called the Ad Lib Club. And in the 60s, that's where the Beatles used to go and people like that. And it was the hottest club in London. And he was the bartender, but you know how bartenders are. They can talk to people and so forth. And he actually portrayed himself as he was loved and liked by people because he had a good personality, and but he was not terribly smart. But he had a Jewish father and mother, and he was a bartender and he was savvy, and all the entertainers that used to come in the Ad Lib Club in London loved him. So, at any rate, when he came over to the United States, Anthony Newley, who wrote The Roar, the Grizz Paint, The Smell of the Crowd, and was married to that actress, Joan Collins. Anthony was extremely talented and very well off. He was extremely successful. And he brought Brian over to run a club called The Factory. The Factory was in West Hollywood, and it's still there. It was a big, large metal building that used to make the Fairchild cameras for the entertainment industry. So it was a big industrial building, and it was being converted by these investors, Newley and a guy named Buck, I forgot his first name. A bunch of other well-known people in Hollywood were really well positioned into a discotheque club, dining thing and so forth. It was huge, really, really big, like 45,000 square feet at least.
Jeez.
Anyway, so Brian came over and they were, having trouble opening it, and it took about a year. But Brian became a client of mine at the place that I worked because my boss didn't want to deal with him. Didn't want to deal with this crap because he had so many name clients like Newley and a bunch of other producers and directors and people like that. And he was sort of he looked exactly, I just remembered, he looked exactly like Barr, the Attorney General. He looked exactly like him. That was my boss. And he was like that. So, anyways, he thought he was God shit. But, anyways, I worked for him. And I was the only lawyer in the office, and I did all the crap for all the different actors that he didn't want to deal with. Anyway, Leslie Ann Warren was one of them. And Peter, oh God, who was she married to? He was a hairdresser. Peter, and he became partners with a guy in a production company, and they did all the, the Batman movies and stuff like that. Anyways, so I ended up representing them. And then when I left, because the bar guy, oh honey, I need a Band-Aid.
Oh,
Should I go get it?